All right, I'll get it started off here. So hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in today. I am part of Haldeman County's Digital Service Squad. My colleague Jen and I have been working with many of your local businesses out there, and we're really excited to get working with many more. Today, we've decided to do a webinar on Facebook ads. Throughout our webinars, we've decided to choose ones that we find would help and be beneficial the most to the small businesses out there. So we're going to start it off with Facebook ads. Jen will be able to answer some of the questions in the chat, and I'll also be going through a Q&A at the end of the webinar here. So if you have any questions, write them down, and I'll be happy to answer them afterwards. So to start it off, we're going to go over who is this webinar actually for. So this is targeted to all the business owners that are looking to create or upgrade your Facebook ads, engage a larger audience than your existing customers, and overall have an owner looking to grow their online business presence, to create more traffic through their social media, and more overall to create more foot traffic in their stores as well. So why use Facebook ads? So here we're going to look at why do we actually want to use these ads over other platforms, and we can also go over some strategies as well. So first of all, you're going to increase your page's followers. Next, market your goods or services, promote any sales, promotions, events, or general info, drive customers to your local business, promote your website, and advertising on Facebook allows an audience beyond a group to actually like your page. So Facebook is really great for ways to actually engage an audience beyond who already follows your page itself. So if you do have a big event coming up, if you create a Facebook ad, you can target a local area, and those people will become interested, or they can say if they're interested or if they're not. So next up, we're going to run through our features. So here's where you can create your personalized budgets. So here you have a choice of creating a daily budget or a lifetime budget, and we'll discuss that later on in the webinar here. You can run ads through multiple platforms. So Facebook is connected with Instagram, so that's a really nice way. There is a few other ads that you can run in with, including like Marketplace, that sort of thing. You can adjust your campaign if something isn't working. So if there's a tagline that didn't work or a certain call to action that you want to change, you're able to do that. You can actually test your ads, kind of like what I just mentioned there, and you can get real-time insights. So you're able to see the amount of viewers, clickers that are actually interested in your ad. Not only that, but you can also see if they're male, female, where they're from, what their actual specific interests are, which is a really cool thing with Facebook. And then Facebook Ads Manager is a really user-friendly platform to create your campaign. So it has a toolbar, a taskbar in it, and it's really easy to navigate through that. And you're also able to target specific audiences, like I mentioned. This is a really crucial benefit that Facebook has. You can target anywhere from male to female, to an age gap, to a certain interest, to a certain area within the county or beyond the county, which is another great thing that Facebook does with their advertisements. And before I want to get into the steps of actually creating some ads, I wanted to take a look at what overall is going to be the main page that you look at through your Facebook ads. And it's called the Facebook Ads Manager. So like I mentioned earlier, it is very user-friendly. It has all your options in front of you. So I kind of have a little picture there that you guys can look at to see just kind of how simple it is and how easy it is to actually start creating your ads, which we'll get into. But this is the very first step to creating your ad and actually posting your ad itself. Through this main screen, you will be able to create, manage, and view the ad results as well, and the analytics that come with it. You can choose from all types of ad formats and audiences. You can duplicate existing ads, which is a nice thing. So we'll also touch on that as well, where you can, if a previous ad worked, you'll be able to go back there, say, I'm going to duplicate that. Maybe it was my Christmas ad from last year, or my Easter ad, whatever it may be. You can duplicate it, or you can create a completely new one to get a fresh taste for your potential customers. And then lastly here, you can use all features that I've mentioned in the past. And I will also target a lot more that we can go through. So now we'll go to step one. This is actually creating your Facebook ads campaign. So as soon as you walk into your Ads Manager platform, you'll go to the Campaigns tab, which I have pulled up here as a picture, and you'll see a green Create button. So this is where you can create whatever it is you want to do. If it's if it's a 70% off sale or an end of the year sale, whatever it may be, you just click that Create button, and you'll be able to start creating your new ad. And then down there at the bottom, you can see where it says Deal Box. This is where your existing ads will be. And that is where you can click on it and you'll be able to, you can just look at it to see for a reference, or you'll be able to post that ad once again, obviously creating a new timeline for it. So now we'll move on to step 2. Step 2 is actually setting up your Facebook ads campaign. What is the objective of it? So this is where you really want to describe your ads objective. So there's 3 categories that come with it that you can see there. There's awareness, consideration, and conversion. And also what you can see there is there's a lot of different target or options that you can target your objective with it. So under awareness, you see the brand awareness as well as reach. Consideration, you see the traffic, engagement, and so on. And then conversion over there, you really can target who am I targeting here? What's the objective? What do I want my potential viewers, potential customers to actually get from this Facebook ad? And just kind of try to think of what your end goal is. So now we'll move on to step 3. This is where you're actually name your campaign. So naming your campaign can seem like a very simple thing, but like I mentioned before, you can reuse your campaign. So if your Christmas campaign worked really well last year, you'll be able to, you can use that again or freshen up whatever it is you may want to do. But it's really nice to, if that's your Christmas campaign, name it Christmas campaign. That way, a year later, 2 years later, you'll remember what it is labeled as. Some people, maybe you'll label it whatever it may be, ABC 1, 2, 3, and you don't really remember what it is. So as simple as it sounds, really try to make sure you come up with a good name for your campaign. So now we move to audience targeting. So this is, like I mentioned earlier, this is such a crucial part to creating your ads. You'll notice there's an option to create a new audience as well as an existing one. So if you have an audience that you generally use for your ads, maybe that's something you want to use again, you can just do that. Or for this example here, there's a create new option. So you really want to ask yourself, what kind of person would take action? Is it a certain gender, location, specific interest, a behavior? Another cool thing that you're able to do with Facebook ads is an example could be if you're selling wedding dresses, you can target those who are engaged, like certain life events, something like that. So you can really be specific on who you're targeting, the age group, whatever it may be. So you can really target a specific audience to engage in those that are really going to be interested in your product or service. So now we move to step 5. This is your placement. So where do I want my ad to be shown? And then with this, you really want to look at my audience that's interested in this. Where are they going to be? Are they going to be scrolling through their Facebook news feed? Are they going to be shopping on Facebook Marketplace? Are they going to be scrolling through Facebook stories? Or is it Instagram they're going to be on? Or is it Instagram Explorer they're going to be on? So really try to dive into where are my target audience? Where are they going to be located? What are they going to be scrolling through to really try to grab their attention with your ads? So then we move on to your budget. So this is where you can decide the length of your ad time as well as how much money you're willing to spend on it. So in this example here, they have a lifetime budget of $350 over a span of a month, January to February. So with the lifetime budget, what's nice with Facebook ads is they create their own algorithm to really target your audience at specific times. So when you post your ad, they don't just put it out like all the time until your money runs out. They'll pick specific times to actually post your ad. And then that way your target audience will be able to see it more often. Another option instead of a lifetime budget would be a daily budget. So you could still post it for a month, but have a daily budget of, let's say, $20 or whatever it may be. But we do recommend a lifetime budget because of Facebook's algorithm that they use to really target on certain days and certain hours of those days to target your audience. So definitely a lifetime budget is a nice option. But then again, if daily budget's working for you, then by all means, you should be using the daily budget. And then we move to the next step, and this is where you're actually setting up your ad itself. So this is where you select your image, your video, your slideshow, whatever it may be. And then you'll also notice on there, there's image specifications. So that would be, it's recommended to do 1080 by 1080 pixels, which is a square image or video. It's not mandatory to have that, but they do recommend that because if you have ever noticed scrolling through your Facebook, you'll notice that it pops up more if it's a square. If you have a landscape type of video or image, it's very small on your screen and it is hard to see. So they definitely recommend a square image or even a vertical image for it. And then you can also see there's a headline and a description, which are both optional. In my opinion, I mean, the more you can grab a viewer's attention, the better. So definitely that's something that you probably want to have something in there for. And then in the bottom right of your screen there, you can see there's a call to action. You can actually add a button if it's call now, email now, buy now, whatever it may be. It's just a nice way to have a quick link right to your website or your e-commerce site. So now we move on to, you know, how to post your Facebook ads. So now you're probably wondering, I don't really know what to post. What are some tips and tricks? So we're definitely going to go through some, give you some ideas here to post your ads. And when I say this, they're not exactly strict guidelines to go by. These are more so recommendations when it comes to if you just need another idea when it comes to actually creating your ad. So to start it off, we're going to start off with less is more. So when you're creating your ad, you want to have very little font or print within your ad. So something like a simple call to action on it or the name of your product, whatever it may be. It grabs the viewer's attention. When there's more text on your ad, it's just going to make the viewer want to scroll right past your ad. So this example here is a McDonald's example. Obviously, they have the brand recognition. They don't even need to have any wording on it. It's just a simple ad. You know what it's for, you know what they sell. So that's just a good example of less is more, and it really can grab the viewer's attention. And then next, you're going to want to use eye-catching photos or graphics or text, whatever it may be. A lot of the times you see blurry or poor images, or the text is blurry somehow on it. And it's just going to allow the viewers to scroll right past it. So make sure you're grabbing the viewer's attention. Make sure it's not an ad that's easy to scroll past. Make sure it makes you want to engage in that advertisement. So next, we're going to move on to, you're going to want to test out and try different images for if you have something in the background or whatever it may be. So this is an example here of where the background image just doesn't work with the font. You're going to want to have a single focal point within your ad. So something like this definitely doesn't work. So if it's fading something in the background, if it's just completely deleting the image, if it's adding a different type of image, I definitely recommend trying different things out just so you have your single focal point, and it allows viewers to really focus on what the main product is there. And then, like I mentioned earlier, you're going to want to use vertical or square photos or videos, whatever it may be. So as you can see, the 1:1 is what they recommend for Facebook, the 1080 by 1080 pixels. And it looks really nice on the screen, as well as you get into the vertical ones, they look good as well. But the full landscape is where it's a really small image and it's hard for viewers to really keep track of, and it's easy to scroll past something like that. So when it comes to rule of thirds, this is just a nice option as well when it comes to advertisements if you have a picture in it. As you can see in this picture, the woman's on the right third of the screen, and it allows kind of for a nice flow with the left side. You could have maybe a text, something written on the left side there, but it is just a nice way to grab the viewer's attention. And it allows you to give you as much space as possible. And then there's also texturizing your photos. So this is something that's really not necessary at all, but it really gives the photo life. It forces the focal point to stand out. It's not always needed, but it adds a nice touch sometimes. So as you can see in this image, the girl is definitely the focal point, and then the rest is blurred out. So if you were advertising a certain product that you may have, it's nice to, maybe you did something like this so that if you're selling flowers, for example, your flowers really pop out, and then you can have some nice font in the background to really show off what your product is. And then if you are creating a Facebook ad video, less is more also applies to that. It's tough to grab a viewer's attention, especially with videos. You have about 3 seconds to probably grab their attention. So you want to start it off with something that's really captivating, really compelling for them to say, you know what, I am going to watch this. So 3 seconds, you want to have something that's really important to your video, really crucial to that. And then in total, you're going to want your videos to be 15 to 20 seconds, something short and sweet, gets to the point, shows off your product, your service, whatever it may be. Because, you know, sometimes you see videos that are a minute, 2 minutes long, and it's just something it's tough to watch for that full time. So definitely keep it short, keep it sweet, and it's definitely the best way to keep your viewers' attention. And then lastly here, you want to design for sound off for your video. A lot of your viewers are going to be watching their videos as they're scrolling through in a public setting, whatever that may be. So a lot of people aren't actually listening to the videos. So make sure you're adding graphics, text, or something on it to really display what the point is of your video without actually just having to listen to it. Saying that, you also want to have sound. That's just a good idea to have some sort of text with it to make sure that even if those aren't listening, they will get to the point of your video. And then here we're going to go through some graphic design platforms. So here's 2 options that I kind of picked out that I feel like are the most popular and very useful when it comes to creating graphic design. So Canva is actually something that I definitely recommend to a lot of local businesses because it is a relatively easy graphic design site to use. There is a free option on it, which gives you a lot of opportunities to create your ads. And then there's also a paid option, which obviously is going to give you a lot more freedom within that website, within Canva itself. So definitely Canva is a really good option. You can delete backgrounds of your photos. You can put text on videos, that sort of thing, to really grab the attention of your viewers. And then the one beside it there is Adobe Illustrator, InDesign, Photoshop. So Adobe, if you purchase that, you get all the apps within it. And that's a really in-depth way of creating your ads. So I wouldn't recommend that to those that aren't exactly graphically designed savvy. It's definitely something more for like a professional graphic designer, but by all means, if you think you're ready to dive into that, it's definitely a really good option to use. I know I'm pretty familiar with InDesign, Illustrator, and Photoshop, and it's definitely very beneficial if you were to use that to create your ads. So now we're going to go through some examples that I find are really good. Just simple, gets to the point, it gets the point across. So the first one here is a Google one. So get $300 to try Google Cloud platform. So that's got your call to action on it. It's nice and easy. It's got the description on it. It's got the learn more button. It's just a really easy way to look at it. And it's something that you would probably stop scrolling through because it is something that's going to grab your attention. The next one here is an app, a personal trainer app. I just wanted to show this one because it's a really good use of image, as well as, you know, creating your numbers to really show what they're trying to advertise with it. And then once again, they have their call to action at the bottom there, available now, learn more, another button that they have to click on. And then we go to is Spotify advertisement. So the reason I like this ad so much is the image is eye-catching. It's creative. It's a little different than just, you know, an image of an actual car. They use their own touch on it. So, you know, and it's got their call to action on it as well with their logo. So that's just another really good example of a Facebook ad. And then we go to the last example I have here, which is a Starbucks ad, which is similar to that McDonald's ad that I spoke on earlier. They don't really need much text on it. They have their logo on it. You know what it is. You know what they sell already. So it already is going to grab many viewers' attention. So thank you very much for everyone for watching today. Jenna and I are more than happy to help any local business, whatever it may be, with their online platforms. If it's Facebook, if it's Instagram, or Google My Business, there's a plethora of options that we are there to help you with. Our contact information is here. You can write that down, or we can, or if you have your info in the chat here, we're more than welcome to, or we'd be happy to reach out to you guys. We're also going to be doing some more webinars in the future. Jenna's going to be doing one on the December the 15th at 9 a.m. on Facebook Shop. As we approach the Christmas or the holiday season, we think that's a very crucial way to attract your audiences. So we wanted to hit the Facebook option hard, and then we have 2 coming up in January, as well as 2 up in February as well. So thank you very much for listening. If there's any questions, I'm more than happy to see how I can help you out, and we'll go from there. So if you guys want to hop on the mic, if you have any questions, and I can see if we can help you out.
Hi, Brenda here.
Hello, yes.
Okay, I wrote down a couple of questions. Considerations. Oh, brand awareness versus reach. Is there a preference there, or do you try to hit both of those when you're setting your ad, or do they allow you to do that?
Yeah, so you're allowed to have multiple options within your objective. So you don't just have to choose, I want brand awareness. You can also have that you want to have more of a reach style to it. So you're allowed to click multiple options within that.
Okay, great. I just saw, excuse me, a suggestion to put a link to your photo on your ads, not just the button. I didn't see that option, but is that you can put your link anywhere on your Facebook ad?
It's in the part where you actually create your ad. You're allowed to add a URL to it.
Right.
So that is where it links it right to your website, your e-commerce site, whatever it may be. And then you can also have the button as well.
Okay, plus the button. Okay, that's great.
Yes, yeah.
I tried Facebook ads a couple of times, not a good response. So also I thought I had tried to do a large reach, but like nationwide and the US, but I really only end up with local. So I might have just set it up wrong, not knowing, kind of overwhelmed by the options or something like that.
Maybe, but there's also another thing where Facebook actually kind of reviews your ad, and they will almost do their own research on it to see. So they may have changed it on you, which is something that I know Jenna and I were speaking about before, where they actually review your ad and they look into it. So I'm not sure if that may have something to do with it, or maybe something just changed on your own. I'm not sure, but we can work with you on it if you would like to set up a time with us. We're more than happy to go through the steps with you.
Okay, I'm wondering if it has an something to do with your messaging, like the copy that you put keywords or something like that. And if it looks like, oh, nobody will go international on that or national because it's horseback riding at a local farm, right? So
that's possible, yeah. I'm not exactly sure off the top of my head, but I can look into it to see if I have anything more on it, but definitely I'm not.
Okay.
I can definitely look into it, but I'm not exactly sure off the top of my
head. I think that's it for my question. I'm not familiar with Zoom either, so if you decide to do something like this on Zoom, that would be great.
Okay, good. That's good to know. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks for your help.
No problem at all. Glad you joined us today.
I'm going to mute out.
Is there any other questions?
I answered one in the chat, but I don't, maybe you want to cover that one because it is a good question.
For Facebook ad, once you buy budget, can you change the ad as many times as you want and frequency of change? Yeah, so you can change it as often as you would like. I'm not too familiar with that, to be honest with you, but I can look into it a little more. It kind of, yeah, I think, what did Jenna say? Yeah, so sometimes you can change it. It's not suggested that you do, but it definitely is an option where you can change it.
Just speaking to the budget there, do you have to go in and if you set a date range for your budget, do you have to go in and turn it off? Like, do you have to stop the ad? Because you give them your MasterCard number and then they could keep going with it.
Yes, that is something you do have to go in, you do have to stop your ad. I should have mentioned that earlier. I forgot.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, so thank you for reminding me of that. So that's something you have to go in once your ad is timeline is up, to definitely go in there and make sure you stop your ad, and then it'll save to your previous ad. So if you do want to run it again, it'll still be an option where you can just click on it and click new dates to run it.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, if there are no other questions, feel free to shoot Jen and I an email or a text or a phone call, whatever it may be. We're more than happy to help you guys out. And if you want to set up a time to meet with us or whatever that may be, we are also happy to help you guys out. Thank you very much to everyone who hopped in here today, and hope to see you on December the 15th at 9 a.m. for Jenna's Facebook Shop webinar. Take care, guys.